All right, it is 7:11 here on this Monday morning. Colton, we've been obviously forecasting this system for a few days now, and really not much has changed to our thought process here as this morning goes on. You know, I think it's one of those things that we're kind of seeing the worst of these conditions as this morning commute goes on, and then really it will transition into pure lake effect probably by midday.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the case, especially for our lakeshore communities. They're going to see the brunt of this all day long. But even if you're further away from the lakeshore, you're still contending with lake-enhanced snow right now. And even as the snow somewhat tapers off as the day goes on, well, the wind isn't tapering off.
That won't taper off till tomorrow morning.
And so it's a combination of where you have a lot of this blowing and drifting snow. But, you know, we saw this on our way driving into work this morning, is that we had a lot of rain yesterday. In fact, some places over an inch of rain. And, well, a lot of that water did not get off the roads. And it's got that layer now that's freezing up. And so you have a layer of ice on the roads that now is accumulating snow on top of it. And, well, that's what's creating our issues.
Yeah, on my drive in at like 1:30 this morning, all the roads were wet, and they had a decent amount of water on them, so I imagine it's getting slick.
Well, and it's one of those things, too, is that it might be okay as the day goes on, at least away from the lakeshore, but main roads might be manageable as the day goes on, and they're somewhat still manageable right now. But that doesn't include the side streets. That doesn't include the back roads. Those are going to remain quite treacherous all day long. It's one thing to drive down US 131 or I-96 and say it's okay. You get on the back roads.
It's dicey.
Yeah, totally different story. And that's what we're going to contend with all day long. Our 13 weather ball, well, it's not red, I can tell you that. It is blinking blue as we have colder temperatures in view, and of course, snow is already flying. It will continue to do so over the course of this morning. Our 13 weather ball brought to you by LaFontaine Lincoln of Grand Rapids. So our 13 weather impact alert, yeah, it's in play. It will remain in play all day long here on this Monday. The biggest impact, of course, is the combination of accumulating snow, especially for our lakeshore communities, and for everyone, the windy conditions. And that has been ongoing really since midnight. And for some, especially closer to the lakeshore, we will near blizzard conditions, at least periodically, over the course of today. And then what we need to do, obviously, extra travel time if you do have to head out on the roads. And we have seen sporadic power outages so far this morning, and that likely will continue in some capacity throughout this Monday as the wind continues as well. Widespread winter alerts across the Great Lakes region. Everything shaded in pink is a winter storm warning. Blizzard warnings ongoing across the UP. They are getting hammered up in the Marquette area, westward towards the Keweenaw Peninsula. They're going to have feet of snow by the time today wraps up, and even additional blizzard warnings across northern Iowa into southeastern Minnesota. We also have wind alerts across the state of Michigan. Now, most of the wind alerts are across Metro Detroit, high wind warning. Having said that, the messaging of this high wind warning still exists here in West Michigan. We just have the winter storm warning and the winter weather advisory as our main alert from the National Weather Service. So a better look at it here at home. You can see winter storm warnings up and down the lake shore. That also includes a few inland communities, inland counties, Lake, Newaygo, and Kalamazoo County. And also Osceola County got added to this winter storm warning earlier this morning because for those that are near and north of Big Rapids, you really didn't warm up enough to melt away any of the ice accretion that developed over the weekend. We had that round of freezing rain on Friday. We had another round of freezing rain yesterday morning, and really a lot of trees are still covered with ice as you make your way northward of Big Rapids into mid-Michigan. That's where we have a fair amount of power outages across the state of Michigan. But this warning advisory, whether you're in one or not, this will go all the way through around 7 o'clock this evening. This is the live look here in Walker, and this is probably the best we've seen this Walker Tower camera over the past few hours. But snow is still flying, visibility quite diminished, only a half-mile visibility at the Ford International Airport just outside of Grand Rapids. Now Muskegon, visibility there at the county airport down to 3/4 of a mile. So visibility taking a hit, of course, and that will continue all day long. This is a look over the last 12 hours here in Grand Rapids of the temperatures. And briefly, near and south of I-96 last evening, temperatures soared into the 50s. In fact, Kalamazoo and Battle Creek cracked 60 degrees for about an hour last evening, and then the cold front came through and we have fallen off here in Grand Rapids nearly 25 degrees within a 10-hour time span, and that's what's creating that icy layer on those roadways, and now with lake-enhanced snow falling on top of it. As for the wind, Grand Rapids, 53-mile-per-hour wind gusts around 2 in the morning. Muskegon has been the winner, if you want to call it a winner, really not, but that's been where we've seen our highest wind gust here at home over the course of this morning. Muskegon, a 58-mile-per-hour wind gust just before 4 o'clock this morning. Wind gusts are still in the 40 to 50-mile-per-hour range. That's going to continue all day long. And look at the numbers now. Everyone below freezing across the board. In fact, Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, again, you were at 60 about 12 hours ago. Now you're down to 20 degrees. So that's a 40-degree difference in less than 12 hours. Yeah, that's kind of showcasing how powerful this storm system is. And numbers, yeah, they won't climb anymore the rest of the day. In fact, they'll probably fall off a degree or two by the time we wrap up this afternoon. But here it is, low pressure. This is a strong low pressure system. In terms of its pressure, it's down to about 980 millibars. For those at home, what does that really mean? Well, that's kind of the equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane. Now, the optics of these systems are different than a tropical system, but it's just showcasing the strength of this system, and now we're on the back side of it, and that's drawing in this much colder air mass, and also with a boost off of Lake Michigan, allowing snow to spread overhead. And that's the case up and down West Michigan. Our heaviest snow right now generally just near and southward of I-96. So here's a better look at what we can expect today. Widespread snow will continue for probably a couple more hours, and then once we get to around midday, that's when we'll transition over to pure lake effect snow off a northwest wind. You can see these arrows come in northwest to south and east. So for our lakeshore communities, especially northern Muskegon County, Oceana, and Mason County, that's going to be one area where the lake effect takes over. And then we'll have a separate lake effect zone from roughly Holland into Allegan County, parts of Van Buren and Kalamazoo County as well. Those are the two spots that really see the snow fly off a northwest wind. Now, having said that, away from the lakeshore, we'll likely see snow showers diminish somewhat midday into the afternoon. So while the snow will start to wane away from the lakeshore, it will pick up for those off a northwest flow, and that's going to be the case all afternoon into the evening hours, and we'll likely hold on to some lake effect all the way through tomorrow morning. So our latest thoughts on what has already fallen and what will fall the rest of the day. Again, you can see our two areas of where the highest snow will fall. That's a good 6 to 8 inches of snow by the end of today. Once you make your way a little inland, mostly from US 131 to the east, Grand Rapids, Cedar Springs, Big Rapids area, probably more in that 2 to 4 inch range. Of course, that's not real eye-popping for our standards, but it's the wind that will compound the issues brought in even just by a couple inches of snow. And there it is. The wind right now still gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour, especially closer to the lakeshore. Sustained winds are 20 to 30 miles per hour. So once we get through this morning, we're going to continue these strong winds, even if you don't see as much snow as the day goes on. Those winds topping out at 50 plus miles per hour at the lakeshore. I would not be surprised. We have a few isolated wind gusts nearing 60 miles per hour this morning at the lakeshore. And even as we get towards the end of the day, the wind still remains quite strong, near and even a bit above 40 miles per hour. And even into tomorrow morning, we'll still have breezy conditions that will blow and drift the snow around. So the bottom line here is that, yeah, it's going to be a winter day, no doubt about it. Upper 20s to around 30 at best. And really, these numbers are happening right now. We're going to see these numbers fall off throughout the day by a couple degrees. The wind, that's going to continue as well. So just keep that in mind. If you do have to head out on the roads, just be mindful. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a treacherous day here at home. 13 on our side, 7-day forecast. We have our 13 weather impact alert all the way through the end of today. We will have another system come through tomorrow evening that could provide a couple inches of snow, especially north and west of Grand Rapids. And once we get into New Year's Day, yeah, that is quite cold. Even for the 1st of January, daytime highs only in the teens, will somewhat rebound back into the upper 20s as we get into this upcoming weekend. Back to you, Deja,